Hello everyone and welcome to Destination Penguins. We are Jarek and Agnieszka traveling to the bottom of South America in our van Mundo. In 2023, we left our American lives behind and embarked on the journey south. Life is short, world is beautiful, and we want to make memories for a lifetime. So join us on this journey as we publish the highlights on YouTube. We left Lake Yohoa in the morning and are driving north to Tela in the Caribbean Sea. On the way, we are passing by the large palm plantations. Arriving in town of Tela on the northern side of Honduras on the Caribbean Sea, and we're going to stay in a resort. And the town is very typical Caribbean with very bright colored buildings and beautiful Caribbean sea and beaches. Beautiful Caribbean houses. Here, beautiful colors. This one has a nice color. What to do is go to town to find the typical Honduran soup that is called sopa de caracol, which is conch soup. And then they also have this famous marisco soup, so that's with seafood. And we asked the owners of the place that we're staying, and they recommended this one restaurant, so we're walking on the beach. We're having a sopa de caracol, which is a conch soup, specialty of Honduras, and Jarek is having fish and chips, and rice and salad. Looking good. We left the Caribbean coast in the morning today and drove to a national park that is called Cerro Azul Meambar, and we are driving now to the campsite and the entrance to the national park, and the road is really sketchy, and tomorrow we're hoping to go hiking in the cloud forest here in this national park. But first we have to get through this sketchy road. And this is the only place we can actually have paid camping. There's another spot where we can camp for free. But to be honest, we haven't done wild camping in Honduras. And if it's hot at night, we usually leave all the doors to the back and the side open. So we probably would prefer to be somewhere in a secure area where we can easily do that and not worry that somebody's going to come at night and cause trouble. The camping is at this Panacan Lodge, so we have 2 more kilometers.
You know, the other place could be there actually.
The wild camp?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so we're going to check out the wild camping spot. There are people that parked here in the past. It's on a small lake. And my feeling is, if there is somebody camping there now and going to stay here overnight, then it could be just fine. I mean, this is so much out of the way that I don't see a problem. Oh yeah, there's the beautiful laguna. Oh, it looks really pretty. This park, which is called Cerro Azul Meambar, it's supposed to be the nicest national park in Honduras, and it's famous for the clouds forest. The only thing is, the hike is really hard.
Przynajmniej ktoś pilnuje, right?
Yep.
Czyli co tutaj się śpi na parkingu?
Yep, I'm sure. So it's morning, and we're getting ready to go on this really long and hard hike in the national park in Honduras, Cerro Azul Meambar. And it's in the cloud forest, so we don't see the sun at this point. It's still a little early, but and hope that we'll be under the canopy the entire hike. It's going to take about 4 hours, and it's pretty steep going up and steep coming down. It's a loop, so we don't go there and back. I think it's going to be around this massive mountain behind us. Alright, we're taking the Sendero Sinai, so the Trail Sinai, and it is 7 kilometers, 1,200 feet, no, I think meters, maximum height, and it takes 4 hours. So we are starting right here, and we're going to go all the way there. It's a loop to the cloud forest. Hopefully we'll see some pumas, and then we're going to come down this way. Right there.
Good.
There you go. And we are back from the hike, exhausted, but it was worth it. There is Tegucigalpa. So after leaving Cerro Azul Meambar National Park, we drove straight to La Tigra National Park, which is just outside Tegucigalpa, which is the capital of Honduras. And we arrived here, and it was kind of a stressful ride because we have, I think Albo hasn't worked this hard ever. Honduras is very, very mountainous country, so we had to go up and down. And normally the big roads are very good, but the smaller roads are not always that great. And they were very tight hairpin turns to get here. And then we had to go through the capital, through the big town. So, and the roads were really sketchy, and poor Munda was working very, very hard to pull us up the hills. But we made it. It's really lovely here because it's 6,300 feet above sea level, so that means it's very cool at night. And it was very quiet. And today we're going on another big hike that it's probably not going to be as hard as yesterday's, because yesterday was qualified as hard, today is moderate. But it's going to be long as well. This is the oldest national park in Honduras, and the plants here look really beautiful. There's many different mushrooms and beautiful flowers and lots of orchids. This national park is much quieter than Cerro Azul Meambar. I'm thinking it's because the insects are not as abundant here as there was in the national park yesterday, because the humidity is not as high as here. This is much higher elevation, and Yarek says that the weather here, it's like in Tahoe. so yes, it's not super humid. This park is famous for beautiful ferns. This is an interesting trail because the trees are very tall and they kind of arch over the trail. Looks really cool. According to the signs, these big trees are oaks. And there's another one. They're covered in moss. I think we found a cave, which I'm not very big fan of. Oh, I'm not going any further. Eric is... It looks more like a tunnel
Yeah.
than a cave. I wonder what the story is.
I can smell an animal.
Alright. Okay, then don't go any further. This trail has these informational signs here. In this particular one, it says that it has over 100 species of plants. So yesterday we left the Tigra National Park and drove for 4 hours through super mountainous Honduras, including Tegucigalpa, which is the capital. And that's a huge town. It was Friday, so everybody was on the road. It's very steep roads, not in the greatest shape, and lots of traffic, but we kind of made it. We made it to this small town where we had to drop off a drone. So here's the situation. We are going to cross into Nicaragua today, soon. And Nicaragua is one of the borders that it's the toughest among all 17 countries in Central America and South America. It's the most thorough search, like x-rays and search of the van. But one of the requirements, actually rules, is that we cannot take the drone to Nicaragua. So there are two options: either ship the drone via DHL from Honduras directly into Costa Rica and pick it up, or smuggle it. So smuggling is not something that I would endorse, because the border is already pretty stressful, and on top of it, if they find the drone, they'll confiscate it and put a whole bunch of fines on you, and it becomes a much bigger deal. So shipping it via DHL, it's also not super easy. It's about $100, which is okay, but it takes 3-4 days to ship it from here to Costa Rica, and then you have to pick it up within 3-4 days. So it is basically from the day you drop it off till the latest time you can pick it up is a week. And we are trying to spend a month in Nicaragua. So the way it works is that we have the WhatsApp number of the person who took it in a DHL, and this is not like a DHL office, it's just a one-woman shop, in a paint store kind of thing. And she packed it up, she filled out the paperwork, and we have to text her about 4 days before we're going to arrive in Costa Rica, and then she's going to put it on a plane and deliver to Liberia. So this is everybody does it, so it's not really a big deal. Sure, we're going to see our drone again, but it's one of those things that you have to know how to do and what to do and so on. So yes, it's going to be a long day today. The campsite on the other side in Nicaragua is just a few miles past the border, so it should be pretty easy once we go through the border. So that's the update for today. Okay, we're approaching the border, and once again we have to pass all the trucks on the right. But this one is less of a madhouse as the one between El Salvador and Honduras. Maybe because it's Saturday. There's this building. Is it? Yeah, it says Alto. So, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think
This
maybe,
one is what?
I don't know, control something, 40.
Oh, like I just official.
Yeah, that's right. So you're going to go and ask?
Yeah.
Sounds good. So we went into this Honduras immigration and got our passports checked out, and then we got passports. She told us that we only have 40 days to stay in Nicaragua, which is plenty of time. We're not going to be here this long. So, and then Yarek is going to cancel the tip, which is the temporary import permit for Mundo, because the tip is always under him because he's the owner of the car. So yeah, so far it's going okay. Well, we'll see what happens on the Nicaraguan side. Okay, so we're going to Nicaragua. We got some Cordobas because we exchanged the lempiras into the Nicaraguan money for Cordobas, and we seem to have a helper as well, and then we have to stop here and then wait for the All right, now Mundo is going to get fumigated. So we have to pay first. Yarek is paying the fee for the car, and then this gentleman is going to fumigate our car. Mundo is going to get, oh my god. Okay, so immigration in Nicaragua went smoothly with no problems. It was just a long wait. We also bought insurance for a month for Mundo, and now Yarek is in customs in Aduana getting temporary import permit for Mundo. But here's the thing, this is the first border when they have a duty-free shop, so I think I'm going to get a bottle of some wine and some chocolates. Here's the duty-free. All right, we are done.
2.5 hours in total?
Yeah, in total 2.5 hours, and we're all done. We had an inspection.
Hopefully.
Okay, this is how are we going to go there? I guess you can scoot over by the side. Anyway, 2.5 hours. The inspection The inspector was kind of very professional, but rather firm. What's wrong with the inspection?
It wasn't thorough, it was like really
I know.
inspection like this, almost like no inspection.
I know.
Why to bother?
Okay, we had another check, but we think it's the final check. So, we are in Nicaragua.
And the famous X-ray machine, I think is gone or is broken.
Yes.
Because we didn't go to the X-ray machine.
Right. So there it is. Bienvenidos Nicaragua. But we are not able to go through because the truck is in the wrong lane. So he's backing out. Oh, he has to go far.
That's how you put your hammock under the...
Yes, this is how you do it. There we go. We were kind of lucky. Oh my gosh, this is far. I don't know how he's going to get there. Anyway, we were lucky because there was a big group of tourists that arrived. It was like 50 people. And if we had to wait in that line, it would have been hours for the passport control. Okay, he's... Okay, if he stands, yeah. Well, I don't know if you can...
Yeah, I could get squeezed if he stopped.
Yeah. Then he has to go... Okay, now he has to go forward. Alright, so now we're officially in Nicaragua. We left the Lake Yohoa and drove to Tela in the Caribbean Sea, where we stayed for a few days. Then we visited the Cerro Azul Meambar National Park and hiked the mountain. Then we drove to La Tigra National Park outside of Tegucigalpa. From there, we got ready for a border crossing to Nicaragua.